Hello Nigeria, thanks for keeping this scheduled appointment with Newsline. I am Becky Madujemo. Stories to keep you glued are coming shortly. We will be hanging out with some children who are by themselves in the world. They will be revealing the ways they hustle to survive the harsh realities of the life they probably did not choose to live. Talking about choices, a lady who decided to be more practical with her hands ignores her certificates and opted for a not-so-popular vocation. Let's see how that decision is playing out for her. Now, Temitakwe is a young man who happens to be one of our newsmakers tonight. He would rather you listen to him with your heart and not just your ears. Then we will continue what we started several weeks ago with yet another visit to late Sir Ahmadu Bello's chauffeur, Issa Shirati. It is about the fallout from his first appearance on this program. Also, do not miss highlights of the Nelson Mandela Day that held in Lagos and the cultural fiesta by our compatriots in Germany. Let's begin as always with the news. Elizabeth Banu, happy Sunday and over to you now.
Happy Sunday to you too, Becky. Thank you for joining us for the news segment of Newsline. President Muhammadu Buhari says his administration is committed towards being certified polio-free in 2017. This, he says, will be realized by continuing to support routine immunization and the revitalization of the primary healthcare system while cooperating with international public and private partners. The president's commitment was made to mark the second anniversary of Nigeria not recording any new polio case. He said he will continue to ensure timely release of funds for the polio eradication program, as the well-being of the Nigerian children is an important part of his administration's drive to national development. This commitment, he said, has been demonstrated with the allocation of 12.6 billion naira in the 2016 budget for vaccines and polio, measles, yellow fever, and others. While applauding the immense support given by religious and traditional leaders through the years, President Buhari thanked the country's development partners, particularly WHO, UNICEF, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Aliko Dangote Foundation, United States Agency for International Development, U.S. Center for Disease Control, Rotary International, and others who contributed financially and materially to the effort to rid Nigeria of polio. Over 750,000 children and adults suffering severe acute malnutrition in Borno State are to benefit from a food, nutrition, and health intervention of the federal government. This came to light at the end of an emergency meeting of experts from the federal and Borno State Ministries of Health, as well as intervention partners. Lami Ali has details.
Findings just released by the team disclosed that if the issue is not urgently addressed, at least 5 children will die every hour in areas affected already. A rapid response team headed by Dr. Joshua Basanyo had been deployed to Borno to commence emergency response activities in collaboration with the State Ministry of Health. The national coordinator of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, Professor Abdul Salam Nasidi, and Borno State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Haruna Mishigwa, said both the federal and state government have come up with an effective approach based on one emergency, one plan, and one response to better address the health and nutrition crisis. The emergency response plan will cost about $390 million, covering areas which include immunization, reproductive health care, psychosocial and mental care, water supply and sanitation, among others. In Maiduguri, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Troops on Operation Lafia Dole have killed 2 Boko Haram terrorists who were said to be crossing into Sambisa forest from Komalu and Nasafari axis with logistics items. A statement by the Acting Director of Army Public Relations, Colonel Sani Usman, says 2 AK-47, 4 AK-47 magazines fully loaded, 25 liters of petrol and assorted food items were recovered from them. It adds that the 2 soldiers who sustained gunshot wounds are receiving treatment at a military medical base. And as peace returns to areas affected by insurgency, Adamawa state government is intensifying efforts to rebuild infrastructure destroyed by the insurgents. Yusuf Jika reports that Gombe local government area is one of the areas receiving attention to cushion the effects of insurgency and better the lives of the citizenry.
Gombe local government of Adamawa state, one of the 7 local governments affected by insurgency in the state, witnessed destruction of schools, markets, hospitals, among others, which subjected the people to untold hardship. Normal life has returned, and the state government, in collaboration with development partners, are making efforts to reconstruct, rehabilitate, reunite, and re-strategize the mode of transforming the communities for the good of all. Government Secondary School Muchala is one of the schools destroyed by insurgents and has now been reconstructed and ready for academic activities. Deputy Governor Martins Nasir Babale, while inspecting some of the facilities before commissioning the school, maintained that the present government is much committed in adding value to the lives of the people, especially those affected by insurgency.
Gombe is now peaceful. All over the place is peaceful. And then we're here to inspect some of the projects we earmarked for renovations, for constructions.
Partners are doing very wonderfully. But we still need some more work.
Martins Babale also commissioned the Enlightenment Billboard on Peace in Yola. Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
The People's Democratic Party PDP candidate, former Chief of Air Staff Isaac Alfa, has won Kogi East Senatorial District rerun election after polling 57,575 votes to beat Abel Samuel of ACPN, who polled 1,793, Bala Okpanachi, Kowa Party 888, and Enemako Arome MPPP 498. Meanwhile, the rerun elections in Imo North Senatorial District have been declared inconclusive by the Independent National Electoral Commission. The INEC Commissioner in Imo State, Mr. Nasir Ayilara, made this known to newsmen in Owerri. Beatrice Ayam reports.
The rerun elections were declared inconclusive in the 6 local government areas that made up Imo North Senatorial District, as well as Oru East and Isialambano state constituencies, while election in parts of Owerri West state constituency was concluded. The resident electoral commissioner, Mr. Nasir Ayelara, said it was declared inconclusive due to electoral malpractices ranging from overvoting to snatching of ballot boxes.
East state constituency, there is a pocket of violence and overvoting, so which makes us to cancel the election in 7 polling units. In Bano state constituency, election was equally cancelled in 28 PU. And for the senatorial, it was cancelled across the 6 local governments that make up the senatorial district.
The resident electoral commissioner said a date will be fixed for a make-up election within the shortest possible time. In Owerri, Beatrice Anyam, NTA News.
And the Acting Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, says the police has developed a strategy and template that will guarantee free, fair and violence-free election in the country. This is contained in a statement by the Force Public Relations Officer, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Don Awuna. The states commended the police for ensuring violence-free rerun elections in Kogi and Imo states, saying they have become templates for Edo, Ondo, and other future elections. The acting IGP, while assuring the public of police resolve to conduct elections within the framework of international acceptable standards of security, urged politicians and those engaged in electoral processes to play by the rules of the game. The Emir of Minna, Umar Farouk Bahago, has commended the diversification initiative of President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration, especially on the green alternative, as the nation's roadmap for agricultural revolution. The Emir gave the commendation when a delegation of the National Council on Establishments paid him a visit in his palace. Adebola Brooks Linsande reports.
accompanied by some states' heads of service, permanent secretaries, and directors in charge of establishments. Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, who is the leader of the delegation, Winifred Oyo-Ita, says the council is in the Emir's palace to pay homage and to solicit the support of traditional institutions in government's quest to boost the economy through agriculture.
We are happy to see that the Nigerian government is moving back to the land and back to agriculture.
I want to seize the opportunity to commend the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammad Buhari, for at least initiating through the central bank a scheme that will now enhance or boost agriculture all over the country.
Dr. Umar Farouk Bahago is the second Emir of Mina in the lineage of the Emirates. In Mina, Niger State, Adebola Brookslyn Sunday, NTA News.
Christians have been urged to exercise faith in God and the nation, regardless of the present hardship experienced in the country. This formed part of messages delivered in some churches in Abuja. Joseph Johnson reports.
Faith in God and relentless prayers were highlighted as instrumental to overcoming life's challenges, as Reverend Levy Johnson of the Assemblies of God National Worship Center admonished Christians to be resilient in their pursuits for success in life.
Instead of living in criticism and anger and being troubled day by day, channel your problem to God in prayer and praise. He is able.
While urging Nigerians to render their services effectively preparatory for a reward, messages at St. Martin's Catholic Church, Mabushi, and that of Anglican Communion, St. James Church, Asokoro, reflected the season of harvest observed by the churches.
He wants us to pray. He wants us to call on him, and he will shield the political, the economic, and social storms of this country.
And every service is to be channeled toward God as part of appreciating God.
Whatever you can do to contribute to the gospel, to contribute to the people who come to worship God, would enhance your relationship with God.
We are not just Nigerians, so we can take. We are more Nigerians because of what we can give to Nigeria.
Prayers were said for the prosperity of Nigerians and the nation. Joseph Johnson, NTA News.
The Sultan of Sokoto, Abubakar Saad III, has appealed to youths not to take the law into their hands, but show love and respect for other people's culture and religion. The Sultan made the appeal in Ilorin at a lecture. Abdul Hafiz Ayala reports.
Eminence Alhaji Saad Abubakar, who described justice as a foundation of any decent society, said respect for other people's culture and religion is key to ensuring a peaceful nation. The recent Lagos Appeal Court judgment in favor of the usage of hijab by Muslim students, according to the monarch, is a lesson for Nigerians to always chart their grievances through legitimate and not violence means. The use of hijab, he maintained, must be seen as part and parcel of Islam, and thus Muslims should not be disallowed from using it, while non-Muslims must not be forced to use.
We must never take laws into our hands. There is no compulsion in religion. But our good deeds, our good behaviors, our good actions, our good interactions as Muslims will give that very bright light to everybody what Islam is.
Islamic preachers must be advocates of peace and brotherliness at all times. We must shun all divisive tendencies and avoid any acts capable of disrupting peace.
Other speakers, including the former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Alfa Modibo Begore, also expressed hope that the conference will assist in moderating religious propagation in Nigeria. In Ilorin, Abdullah Hafiz Alaya, NTA News.
Self-sustenance has been identified as key to social and economic growth in Nigeria. This was the view of speakers at the 16th National Summit of the Federation of Muslim Women Association in Nigeria, holding in Gombe. Correspondent Ibrahim Jibrin has details.
With the theme Empowerment Through Practical Education, the Form 1's 2016 Annual National Education Summit is targeted towards empowering internally displaced persons as well as basic education for children in IDP camps. Governor Ibrahim Hassan Dankombo, represented by Commissioner Ministry of Urban and Metropolitan Fatima Shehu Abubakar, commended Form 1 for complementing government's effort in the provision of qualitative education. Other speakers, including National Amira of Form 1 Amina Omoti, Chairperson, National Education Committee, Dr. Latifa Drusimi, Gombe State Amira of the Association Fatima Usman, representative of the wife of the State Governor Aishatu Ahmad, as well as Chairman of the occasion Sheikh Muhammad Kabiru Haruna Gombe, and guest speaker of the event, Dr. Abdul Rashid Abdul Ganiyu, took turns to explain the importance of skill acquisition. As part of the engagement, the Form 1 was at the palace of the Emir of Gombe, Abubakar Shehu Abubakar III. A communique is expected at the end of the Form 1 National Education Summit. In Gombe, Ibrahim Jibrin, NTA News.
The second phase of Operation Teku has been flagged off by the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, to further rid Nigeria's waterways of the emerging security threat and other maritime-related offences. Defense correspondent KG Busari Ahmed reports that the operation will last another 3 months.
Flag off, Operation
Sareteko, a phrase in Hausa language to capture the essence of the operation, means securing resources on the country's waterways. The launch of its first phase was necessitated by the upsurge in criminalities in the maritime domain early this year.
Concerted efforts by the Nigerian Navy, which led to a drastic decline in crude oil theft and illegal refining, appears to have sparked off insurgent attacks on shipping. While only 3 cases were recorded in the last quarter of 2015, about 49 merchant vessels were attacked prior to the launch of Operation Sareteku.
Chief of Naval Staff Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas also called on the Niger Delta Avengers to utilize the present democratic dispensation to seek peaceful options to drive home their demands. Commander Task Group of the operation also speaks.
Task Group 16.2 has maintained presence and responded to challenges in the maritime area, particularly covering the Niger Delta area.
The service chief also inspected some completed projects at the Nigerian Naval College, ONE, as well as the Nigerian Navy School of Intelligence under construction in Port Harcourt.
Flag-off of the Phase 2 of Operation Sareteku aboard Nigerian Navy ship Okpabana, extended for another 3 months, is expected to consolidate on the success made so far. From the F-40 ONE jetty in Port Harcourt, KG Busari Ahmed, NTA News.
Talking sports now, Nigeria Professional Football League enters week 28. 2016 Junior Tennis Open Championship, a developmental tournament, ends at the tennis section of the National Stadium, Lagos, and respite for some Russian athletes. More on sports updates with Adiola Omokive.
The Week 28 fixtures of the Nigerian Professional Football League produced 6 home wins and 3 draws. The match involving Warri Wolves and Aqua United, as well as Shooting Stars and Niger Tornadoes, both ended 3-1. Ikorodu United drew 2-2 with visiting Nasarawa United, while defending champions Eyimba of Aba lost away to Plateau United, as the match between Heartland and Ifeanyi ended goalless. About 120 junior tennis players from academies and programs competed in the under 12, 14, 16 and 18 categories for boys and girls. In the boys 16, it was a mainland tennis club affair as Matthew Abamu beat Emmanuel Jebutu 9-4.
I'm very excited by winning the competition. It keeps us fit to be able to play tournaments.
In the girls 16, Mary Love Edwards, who was leading Angel McLeod 4-2 before the game was stopped due to poor weather condition, were both declared winners.
I want to finish the game so that we know who is the winner and who is the loser.
It's okay to lose once in a while. At least I gain experience from there. Next time I have to be on top of my game.
Trophies and prizes were presented to winners and runners-up and to the most outstanding players in the tournament.
New champions emerge. It shows that there is depth
and there is competitiveness in the ITA junior circuit.
The International Olympic Committee on Sunday said Russia will not be banned from the Rio Olympic due to doping. The decision has now been left to the individual sports governing bodies to decide if Russian athletes are eligible to participate. A sports update at Deyola Omokivie, NTA News.
Former Deputy Governor of Kano State from 2003 to 2007, Magaji Abdullahi, passed away in the early hours of today, Sunday, in Kano after a protracted illness. He was aged 69. Madaki Aliyu reports that he died at the Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, Kano. He hails from Tatarawa Dawakin Tofa Council area of Kano State. His remains were laid to rest in Kano in accordance with Islamic rites. Let's now take a look at the weather picture for Monday across the country.
Hello and welcome to the weather forecast. It's no doubt that the monsoon season is here, as lots of rain have been reported across most parts of the country, from the north to the south. And for the highlight of our forecast for Monday, we expect the northwest of the country, which includes areas around Sokoto, to have isolated thunderstorms in the morning. And mixture of thunderstorm and rain are not unlikely over areas around Kaduna, Abuja, parts of Mina, and the high ground of the inland of the southwest. We also expect the entire coast of the country from the east to the west to have early morning rains. In the afternoon, we expect the bulk of activities to shift to the northeast of the country, giving thunderstorms to areas around Maiduguri, while the high ground of the central state, which includes places around Jos and Environ, would have some isolated thunderstorms. It's expected that intermittent rains are also not unlikely over the high ground of the inland of the southeast and the coast. And that will be all from the Nigerian Meteorological Agency. I'm Olubiade Damola.
Well, that's the news beat. We'll now take a break to bring you some messages. And Newsline resumes after the break. Stay with us. Thank you for watching.
Suicide bombers are not spirits. They are not ghosts. They are human beings like you and me. They live amongst us. They are your neighbors. They are your friends today, but terrorists tomorrow. So you must know your neighbor now. Security begins with you and me. Know your neighbor. Be vigilant. Be security conscious. Report suspicious persons, objects, and movements to the police and other security agencies. The security of our nation is a duty for you and me.
If you see something, say something. Nigeria, unite against terrorism. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Glow is in the air. It's data. It's what you use every time you download music. It's what streams movies. It's what the banks use to check your account. It's the very lifeblood of modern living. Data. And where does it all come from? According to industry sources, more and more of it came from here. They acknowledge that Glow is now the largest data network in Nigeria. With your own Glow One submarine cable linked seamlessly to tens of thousands of kilometers with your own fiber optic cable. Glow can provide a huge data capacity anywhere at a more flexible and affordable price than anyone. It's simple. So you see, Glow is in the air. It's everywhere. Say hello to the Grandmaster.
Join Glow to jollificate with 8 times the value on every recharge, plus free data to give. Every recharge allows data and voice.
The largest data network, Glow, Grandmasters of Data.
Funny question. Who do you think drinks Horlicks?
25.50.
Yes! Who do you think drinks Horlicks?
Horlicks is scientifically formulated with 23 nutrients to help kids grow tall, strong, and sharp. Horlicks, power-packed with nutrients for growth.
I feel weak. Body pains, feverish,
and easy.
But be sure to verify its authenticity. Make sure you check that it's original by scratching the code panel to reveal a set of code numbers. Text the unique number to a short code 38351, confirming the authenticity of the P-Alaxin anti-malarial drug. SMS text is free and available to all networks. Powerful and effective P-Alaxin always defeats malaria.
What?
What are you doing?
Stop! Stop!
There you go.
Yay, Indomie!
Amazing moms who identify and nurture the uniqueness in our kids. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Instantly dissolving cowbell milk is both delicious and nutritious. It promotes good health and vitality. Cowbell milk has a blend of the important vitamins which we call Vita-Rich. A, C, D, E and K. Plus vitamin B9, which helps with brain development. We've also got a deliciously creamy new formula that dissolves instantly. Cowbell, now deliciously creamy.
Thanks for staying on the line. It is repetitive to say that some professions are exclusive preserve of men, but that is the truth. So wherever a woman is spotted doing the exclusive preserve of men, she sticks out like a sore thumb, attracting attention. That was how the woman in this report attracted the attention of Paul Ogashi, who, while minding his own business, walking down a road in Lagos, spotted her. What was she doing? Paul, tell us.
Adefisayo Ojo is from Oyo State. Her educational qualification is a higher diploma in statistics and mathematics from Kano Polytechnic. After the mandatory national youth service to the nation, Adefisayo was employed by a financial company in Kano. However, in 2010, due to the security challenges in that part of the country, her family was forced to relocate to Lagos. She became unemployed. This development forced her to put on her thinking cap. The only way forward, she reasoned, was to be self-employed. She looked around, and a roadside artisan shoemaking workshop at Ejibo in Lagos caught her attention.
When I was moving around, because my parents are residents around Ejibo area, so because I was putting up with them for that short period. So I was around an area whereby I now saw a local artisan where I learned from actually. So I saw the man working, I was like, wow, I can do this as well to help myself and everything rather than go hunting for a job.
When she come your workshop, say she want to become a shoemaker, you no surprised?
I surprised her. I asked him whether she tying husband. He say yes. I can't say why. No problem. You can call your husband to come and meet me, so that me and him go talk.
How should they do for your workshop that time?
See, they performed very well.
After 1 year of apprenticeship, Adefisayo moved on.
Actually, I stayed with him for a year. So I now moved on to another place, which I spent another 1 year to learn corporate and casual shoemaking. That was when I learned the real shoe. But all these normal slippers, but the major thing is I only learned how to make men's shoes. But I developed myself on the women's shoes I do today.
As I speak, she owns her own workshop at Egon area in Lagos, where I went to observe her on duty. I also observed on display some of her finished products, shoes and sandals. Fascinated, I urged Adefisayo to make one pair on the spot. She obliged and quickly cut out what she told me are the uppers. She then selected the templates, built the soles, and finally used the shoe laps to measure the actual size. While she was working, I couldn't help but notice her baby, who she says is 4 months old, peacefully lying on her cot at a corner. Her 2 other kids, Ayo and Grace, were on hand to attend to the baby when necessary. And when the baby needed to be breastfed, Adefisayo took a break. How does she feel doing a job everyone knows is a man's preserve?
In most cases, most of my customers, they will be like, wow, a lady into these things. And many a times, they see me working on the machine and they see, they used to be like, majority of them, they just come because of that purpose. I feel fulfilled, I tell you.
Saying that she works alone, I had to ask if she has any plans of expansion.
To see myself exporting my works outside the country, to different African nations and even beyond Africa. That is what the next thing for me is, how to give it a brand, a real brand.
Her big challenge, she says, is not having adequate equipment for improved and mass production.
When there is finance, I'll be able to acquire machines that will make me be able to get the perfect work that can match international standards. So that is what I'm hoping to do and to have.
Hear what some of our customers have to say.
I have different type of farm that I bought from her. All of the one that I bought are good.
It's awesome. When I see the thing, it surprised me.
I bought one in the market, I gave to her, and she repaired it before I started making my own here.
And the last word from Adefisayo.
There's nothing like being the boss of your own. At least everybody must not go into a white-collar job to earn a living. At least with the trend of the nation now, we should not just, there are these what they call the non-oil sector in the economy. There are avenues to generate funds for yourself and still do well and be an employer of labor. That's my belief anyway.
Fisayo is a fulfilled woman who is living out her passion. Way to go. His ambition was to become a world-class sound engineer. He was toeing that path when something happened to him and changed the course of his life in an instant. The fighter that he is, he chose to pursue his dream regardless of the barriers. Annie Daniels will lead us to him.
Temitope Ayeni is 31 years old. He is a graduate of Electrical and Electronics Engineering from the Federal Technical College, Yaba, in Lagos. In 2009, he secured a job with an engineering company in Lagos and was later transferred to Calabar. Like other days, Temitope closed from work on the 23rd of November 2013 and headed for home. Then, a few minutes later, at the Murtala Mohammed Highway, Calabar, the unexpected happened. He got involved in a fatal road accident that claimed the lives of some occupants of the vehicle. Temitope escaped death by chance.
The doctor even told them that I can't survive it.
With medical doctors on strike at the time, Temitope was not able to get the desired treatment. From Calabar, he was taken to the Lagos University Teaching Hospital.
That was when I had all this surgery.
Though the surgery was successful, Temitope's face was transformed from its original state and he had become blind as a result of the accident.
The face cut into two right from this end. It affected most of this left side up to my jaw. My jaw was removed to some extent because of the impact of the accident. Right from the nose, from this eye downward now, everything went in. So it was the operation now that brought out all this thing. As you can see that this socket is not, there's nothing they can do on it. Although they're unable to salvage, they try to salvage this eye. Because this one is, the right one now, because it's still okay. But the left side now, the ball, they said it has string together, so there's nothing they can do on that. That's why this one is still like this. And as you can see this side too, everywhere. Although it was iron that's straightened or that make me look the way I am now.
The cheering news, however, is that there is a glimmer of hope. As his doctor says, sight can be restored to his right eye, while a corrective surgery will fix his jaw.
I was asked to consult some doctors outside Nigeria because some of the hospitals I visited, the X-ray says I am having a clustered retina, but the cornea is still active.
That's for the right eye?
Yes, for the right eye, this very one.
Okay.
This very one, yeah. So I can still feel some real, but because of the enormous cost, I tend to just withdraw.
Presently, he cannot eat or drink without experiencing excruciating pain.
The doctor said from the X-ray that they were able to discover that some of the screw enter into one of the teeth. That's why I feel a lot of pain that I can't eat. And an operation had to be done on that one so that they will remove some of my teeth. The right part I have been managing is giving me some problems too.
Despite the fact that in the twinkle of an eye, Temitope's life turned around in the opposite direction, he has refused to allow his flames blow out. He adapted quickly to the new life fate has presented him. Temitope can now read the Braille. That is not all. He has gone ahead to acquire a certificate in digital studio management from the National Broadcast Academy in Lagos. His major challenge, however, is stigmatization.
Even when you speak good English, they tend to look at you as if, who is this blind person, as if you are nobody. The stigmatization is too much.
Temitope wants to be productive and not live his entire life at the mercy of sympathizers. Let's note that he is not asking for too much. Still on people living with blindness, this one appears to be mysterious. It is in Gombe, where all the children in a particular family are born blind. What can be the cause? Ibrahim Jibrin reports.
This is a story of a family in the suburb of Gombe, Ungwar-Misau. Babiu Abubakar and Hawa'u are happily married and God bless them with children. But they have a problem which defied solution. 4 out of their 7 children were born with blindness. Even though they are poor, they tried all sorts of treatment at various hospitals, but no success.
We visited
many hospitals time without number. The children, Zainab, Fatima, Adamu and Muhammad, want to be in school, but their hope remains a dream. Zainab, the elderly among the blind children, was the only one likely to be enrolled sometimes, but as at now she has been withdrawn because of financial challenges to pay her school fees, uniforms and books.
I
want to become a teacher.
One will be amazed to see the way these people are living because they cannot afford the 3 square meal a day. And also, the children they need nutrition.
Nigerian Association for the Blind said the association is trying to see how to offer support to these children.
The 14 years old and the 7 years old are eligible to go to school, and the association has promised that by September this year we are going to register them and provide them with all the necessary support so that they will start going to school.
Ophthalmologists suspect genetically or chromosomal abnormalities and not mystery as speculated.
They have some genetic problems within them, the mother and the father, then subsequently transferring it to the children, for which it has not appeared in themselves. Maybe they are carriers of that particular problem or that particular disorder. The mother may be a carrier, the father may be a carrier of the disorder.
Of that family you just watched may be groping in the dark, but they need not grope through life. All the best to them meanwhile. The issue of homeless kids on the streets is a global one. street kids, as they are called, are more noticeable in big cities, where sensible ones amongst them engage in any kind of menial job rather than crime to put food on their tables. Annie Daniels observed some street kids in Lagos and reports on how they make ends meet.
They run after vehicles, even while in motion, holding a bottle of water mixed with detergents in one hand and an improvised brush in the other. They walk up to cars halted by the traffic light, uninvited, and straightway embark on cleaning the windscreen, expecting that their effort will be compensated with cash, no matter how little by occupants of the car. Ayo Deji is 13 years old. He reveals why, regardless of the risks involved, he and other kids like him still embark on doing what they do in traffic.
I'm going to school before that. There's no money, I'm not going again.
How much do they make in a day?
No, I see 500, 200, 500 naira.
Every day?
Yes.
So where they give the money to?
To Kolo. This is mommy. Get to they sleep, get to, Yakpaja. With one person that order Yakpaja, order. The market, yes. And they sleep in the market.
What about your parents, your mama, your papa, your sisters, your brothers, your uncles?
My mom is Igbo. My dad is Yoruba.
So where are your parents?
My mom is in Imo State. My dad is in Abuja.
Then you're in Lagos State?
Yes.
Are their services appreciated by motorists?
Number one, I have a cleaner who has done the cleaning this morning. Number two, sometimes when they clean it, they don't allow it, they didn't clean it properly. So it eventually got dirty before you leave this place. So eventually, they create more problem for you than solving the problem.
If I'm driving and see them coming closer to my screen, I will stop them. Because sometimes I will feel that it's a bad luck to me.
I don't like them now because I don't pay my children come and they clean glass. What are they work for?
Getting more of the street kids to speak with me on camera was a Herculean task. I, however, gathered that they were brought to Lagos not by their families, but by people they know little or nothing about. They agree their job is risky, but say it is the only means they know to make money to feed. What do these respondents make out of it?
Those parents, maybe they are beggars, they are somewhere staying. They are somewhere staying, waiting for these children to work for them. Whereas they are the one to work for these children.
They get product, they get family. If they don't get family, they don't come this year, come and clean glass. But maybe family said they never eat anything this morning. Now they treat issue and now they come and say, Mommy, this morning I have to assist today.
For these respondents, however, the presence of street kids in any society means only one thing: danger.
The danger that we are giving this society. These small kids have no plan. They are going through no education. That is a major problem in the next 20 years.
It's very, very serious for an armed robber gang to just say, okay, this is our opportunity. These guys, they don't have a place of abode and they don't have a caretaker. They bring them in, give them food, shelter them, give them buy things that they needed. They'll be happy. They feel at home again. And if God is giving to them, they can do anything because it is easier and possible. What they cannot take at home, they get it outside.
From whichever angle this issue is looked at, it boils down to child abuse. Abuse by parents who gave them birth and, for whatever reason, released them to the streets. Becky, what's your take on this?
My take, Annie, is that the authorities take these kids off the streets. What other solution is there but rehabilitation? It is when we come back from this commercial break that we'll get to hear what has been happening to the chauffeur of late Sir Ahmadu Bello after he was featured on Newsline 3 weeks ago. Stay on the line.
My son will make winning a habit only when he beats me, not when I let him win. After all, habits are not made in a day. Neither are they made easily. So the day he beats me, I will win too. Only a mother knows the importance of good habits. That's why I give him Cadbury Born Vita every day.
Darling, what's the matter? It's your birthday. Guests are already waiting at the pool.
It's headache, cold, pains all over my body.
Cold Time Anti-Cold Tablet's powerful ingredients specially prepared to bring you fast relief from headache, body ache, cough, flu, cold, and fever. Baby, how are you feeling now?
Wow, I feel great thanks to Cold Time Tablet.
Cold Time Tablet also available in syrup for children. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Cold Time Anti-Cold Tablet, a quality product from Embassy Pharmaceutical and Chemicals Limited. Cold Time Anti-Cold Tablet, your visa to healthy living.
Facility now secured.
Finally, you are most welcome.
You said it's an emergency.
Our works here have just been confirmed. MTN Pulse is back.
Did you know yet?
Unfortunately, that is precisely the case. In fact, they have already started to showcase themselves to the fullest maximum. Now, we try so much to keep them in check, but then they are always one step in our future. Now, it didn't matter whether they are cool or they are not cool. What's really matters is that they are having a network that permits them to showcase the character that they truly have. I'm so sorry, but this you cannot purchase in the market.
We must stop them.
I'm afraid to be the carrier of a bad news, but it's already late.
Facility security breach. I think we've lost the war.
CFO, what are you doing? You mean myself? I'm moving to MTN Pulse with immediate effect. How?
M5 Plus with a 50-20 milliampere battery that lets you play for up to 3 days on a single charge. Gioni M5 Plus, always in power.
What?
What are you doing?
Stop! Stop!
There you go. Amazing moms who identify and nurture the uniqueness in our kids. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Glad to have you back. Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Erisco Foods Limited, Chief Eric Umofia, has been honored with the prestigious Zik Prize for Leadership. His outstanding business leadership style stood him out for the award. Chief Umofia received the award in Lagos alongside 6 other eminent Nigerians. Jane Ojukwu was at the ceremony and brought back this report.
Chief Eric Umofia receiving the 2015 Zik Award for Good Leadership in the business category. According to the Public Policy Research Analysis Center, organizers of the award, Chief Eric Umofia earned the award given his vision and exemplary business acumen, which has culminated into the establishment of many successful businesses, among which is Erisco Group of Companies, makers of Rikjiko and Najiko tomato paste, among other indigenous products.
The awardees, fortunately, there's no woman amongst them, for us, point to a future.
The reward for hard work, they say, is more hard work. And Chief Umofia says he is game when hard work and dedication are at stake.
This award reminded me the spirit of Zikdom.
So I'm going to do high, do more, to make sure we get back our economy back to our hands and diversify the economy according to President Buhari's policy. He said we should diversify. Eat what we produce what we can eat.
In case you are wondering what the driving force is for this tested and trusted business mogul who preaches against overdependence on importation.
What drives me is the inspiration of God. Whenever I will see Nigerians to stop importing nonsense products.
Behind every successful man is a woman.
The award today has encouraged us so much, and I believe that with this, we will try to work harder in order to get more awards in the future.
The Zik Leadership Award was set up in 1994 in honor of Nigeria's first civilian president, Nnamdi Azikiwe. It honors those in positions of authority who display exemplary leadership in Africa. This edition of the award honored, in addition to Chief Eric Umofia, several other outstanding leaders in their various fields.
Congratulations to Chief Eric Umofia for the recognition. It is 3 weeks today that Newsline featured Malam Isa Sharati, the chauffeur of the first premier of northern Nigeria, late Ahmadu Bello. His current situation, which many describe as pathetic, attracted a kind gesture from a good-spirited Nigerian. Rose Gia Imina, who introduced him, has an update on all that has been happening to Malam Sharati since then.
Few days after the story of the personal driver of the late Sardauna was aired on NTA's Newsline belt, a good Samaritan gave a lifeline of 100,000 naira to support him. As soon as the check hit the beneficiary's account, NTA was contacted and consequently, the money was cashed by Baba Ahmed Isa Charati, who visited the NTA Mina premises in appreciation.
I have collected the money, 100,000, and I want to thank the person through NTA. Almighty will be to the person who helped me. Almighty God will reply what he did to me.
Asked what the next line of action would be, Baba's concern was the security of his family members in his 4-room structure left bare in an environment where every neighbor lives in an enclosed home, as he could not afford to fix a gate.
The house I'm sleeping, there is nothing like a gate. And now there is when the time of rain, there is no kitchen that my wife will stay and did the cooking. So I want big kitchen and one store.
Baba Charati has been able to erect a makeshift gate to secure his home, while this point has been earmarked for the construction of a kitchen to protect the wife from the rains and scorching sun. In a related development, the Chief of Army Staff has waded into the case of his alleged unpaid military salary pension, with indication to assist where authentic documents of service in the Nigerian Army are tendered. So far, relevant documents have been forwarded to the Nigerian Army, with the exception of the discharge certificate, which according to Baba got burnt during his boss's assassination, but stated that the duplicate is with the Lokoja Military Record Office from where he was discharged.
I must say, Newsline is humbled for putting a smile on the face of Isa Charati. Kudos to those helpers like Chief Umofia who responded to his plight. World history cannot be complete without the mention of Nelson Mandela. He obviously needs no introduction. His resilience in the fight for freedom and justice for his people not only dislodged apartheid in South Africa, but also made him the world's #1 citizen. Though he has passed on, this is much talked about in death as it was in life. On this special day set aside for him by the United Nations, a symposium was held in Lagos to reflect the life and times of this worthy son of Africa. Tekla Wilkie tell us about it.
His name
resonates with the struggle for independence, justice and fairness for South Africans. His contribution to the social, economic and political trends of his time inspired change in the global community. Little wonder his reputation stands towering amongst his peers.
There is no one like him in the sense that if you look at the challenges and the contestation that he faced, there's nobody like him. That's why he has been so elevated to this level of an icon.
The timing of what Mandela did and the challenge we are facing in the world today needs a person like him.
His dream is for Africa to live at peace with itself.
It is for this reason the United Nations set aside a day to commemorate his achievements annually. This makes Nelson Mandela the only individual to be so recognized. This special day, which is the 18th of July, is also his birthday. The Nelson Mandela International Day, since inception in 2009, has had themes modeled around issues the Great Madiba, as is popularly called, stood for. This year's theme is HIV and AIDS and prison reforms. Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison, was released in 1990 at the age of 71. His prison identity number 46664 became very remarkable and was later institutionalized and channeled into a worthy cause even after his demise.
I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the idea of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve, but
Madiba's prison to presidency status did not in any way color his sterling advocacy for the voiceless and vulnerable of society.
Never and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another.
And when it was time to take a bow from politics, he did so with humility and honor.
When I told one of my advisors a few months ago that I wanted to retire, he growled at me, "Coach, you are retired." If that is really the case, then I should say, I now announce that I'm retiring from retirement.
Today, South Africans couldn't be more proud to have produced a legend of our time, as many events and programs are held in his honor to immortalize the Madiba of Africa.
Mandela looms large in the lives of South Africans. We cannot forget what he did, nor can we forget how he came to where he was when he became our first president. He was able to take all the pain because he wanted the happiness of his people.
Nelson Mandela rose from small beginnings to become a great heroic leader.
We need leaders who will fight for issues, who will fight for the dignity of their people.
From all indications, his many travels and sacrifices were not in vain. As a world, we continue to celebrate a man whose voice stood out in the crowd in his campaign for reconciliation, justice and fairness, peace and unity for the African continent, and indeed the global community.
Nelson Mandela, Madiba, we salute you.
That was beautiful. We can't salute Madiba enough, a great legend whose legacies will last forever. One-time president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Joseph Daudu, is on Newsline tonight, not for legal but family matters. His son, Paul, made him proud when he took his wife, his soulmate, Victoria. The wedding ceremony, Dele Atumbi reports, was as colorful as it was well attended.
The auditorium of Our Lady Queen of Nigeria Pro Cathedral Abuja was filled to its capacity as the family of Joseph Daudu, a senior advocate of Nigeria from Kogi State, and that of Theophilus Minima from Rivers State came together to celebrate the love between Victoria and Paul. His Eminence Cardinal John Onayekon, who was on hand to celebrate the Holy Mass, also blessed the blossoming love between Paul and his damsel, both of whom are legal practitioners.
God will continue to bless you. You are starting off on a very, very good note.
In his sermon, Very Reverend Father Joseph Maman described marriage as an institution established by God that is holy and sacred. He advised the couple to make Jesus Christ the foundation of their marriage and sustain it through maturity and sacrifice to each other. After the sermon came the declaration of consent and exchange of rings. With their hearts full of praises for a dream fulfilled, the couple, flanked by members of their families, well-wishers, had their thanksgiving. The International Conference Center, venue of the reception, was a place to behold as the couple stepped in style.
I also want to ask that as we are witnesses unto the great things that has happened today, let us also remember them beyond now.
For the couple, their marriage was ordained by God.
So it's a joyous moment, one I will not forget.
We just need to practice patience because no one is perfect. So,
the parents of the groom and those of the bride expressed their joy this way.
Every parent will want to have a day like this. I just join in praying for the couple to live a very happy married life.
I feel overjoyed. I'm happy. This is history in the making.
Let's remain committed and love with each other.
To hold God as the all and all in the marriage.
Members of the bench and the bar came around to celebrate with the couple, parents of the groom, and the mother of the bride, who are legal practitioners.
Congratulations to the lovely couple. All the best to you. Moving on, the factory is popular for what it does best, and that is producing, and proudly so, made in Nigeria goods. Chief among its products is the Rijiko tomato paste. On Friday, Risco Foods Limited unveiled the company's newly fabricated machines to further boost its production of tomato paste. Annie Daniels was at the ceremony in Lagos and reports that the Minister of Labour and Productivity was represented. We'll bring you that report later. Another commercial break is on cue. We shall go down that lane and come back to tell you about a rare health condition. Stay on the line.
If you hear a bomb explosion or gunshots of an active shooter, that might be a terror attack. At such times, always remember 3 action words: run, hide, report. Don't try to run towards the terror scene to save the situation, because there might be a second bomb blast or another attack. Run far away and take cover. Make sure you are safe first. Yes, it is in our nature to sympathize over the hurt, but remember, only trained personnel can help in such situations. When in a secured environment, promptly call relevant authorities and help will come. For anonymous reporting, call 09630-3250-5 or 0813-2222-106. If you see something, say something. Nigeria, unite against terrorism. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Instantly dissolving cowbell milk is both delicious and nutritious. It promotes good health and vitality. Cowbell milk has a blend of the important vitamins which we call Vita-Rich. A, C, D, E and K. Plus vitamin B9, which helps with brain development. We've also got a deliciously creamy new formula that dissolves instantly. Cowbell, now deliciously creamy.
The Honourable Minister of Transportation, Right Honourable Chibuike Rotimi Amechi, cordially invites stakeholders to the flag-off of the Abuja-Idu to Kaduna-Rigasa train service for commercial operation by President Muhammadu Buhari, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Date, Tuesday, 26th July 2016. Venue, Idu Railway Terminal, Abuja. Time, 10 a.m. All invited guests are to be seated by 9 a.m. prompt. S. Sakari, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Transportation, announcer.
Xiaomi M5 Plus with a 50-20 milliampere battery that lets you play for up to 3 days on a single charge. Xiaomi M5 Plus, always in power.
There is a reason Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for our resources, today's wealth lies in our people. People who build the cities that shape the future. People who know an idea in one place means business in another. A generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. And there's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
The Honourable Minister of Budget and National Planning, Senator Udo Udoma, hereby invites all civil society organizations, the organized private sector and other relevant stakeholders in the economy to a public consultative forum on the 2017 to 2019 medium-term fiscal framework. Date, Monday, 25th July 2016. Time, 8:30 a.m. prompt. Venue, Banquet Hall, State House, Abuja. Senator Udo Udoma, Honourable Minister. Announcer.
Here comes the sun. La, 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 la. Bright sunny day. La, 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 la.
The taste and aroma of Top Tea can leave you feeling good and ready to go. Top Tea also comes in ginger, lemon and lime, and pure black tea. Each pure black tea pack now comes with 2 free tea bags. Take a sip and feel the sunshine in every cup.
Top Tea, big bags of flavor.
The production, distribution, and sale of counterfeit and fake drugs is a corrupt practice and a crime against humanity. This has informed several measures and strategies to combat fake drugs, including introduction of anti-counterfeiting cutting-edge technologies to detect fake drugs on the spot. These technologies are being deployed to all the states across the Federation, as well as the internally displaced people's camps. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, and his team are committed to this fight.
The federal government of Nigeria, in line with its anti-corruption agenda and posture, will fight a total war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products in order to ensure that Nigerians remain healthy and well.
Lend your support and join NAFDAC to rid the country of fake drugs and unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
The Presidency, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, is hosting the 2016 Diaspora Day. The theme of this year's conference is Harnessing the Potentials of the Diaspora for National Development. Venue, International Conference Center, Abuja. Arrivals and accreditation on Sunday, 24th July 2016. The conference will hold on Monday, 25th and Tuesday, 26th of July 2016. Special guest of honor, His Excellency, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. Keynote address by Ambassador Joe Keshi, the Pioneer Coordinator, Nigerian National Volunteer Service. Other speakers will include Mrs. Kemi Adeosun, the Honorable Minister of Finance, Mr. Geoffrey Onyema, the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, Chief Host, Engineer Babachir David Lawal, Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Attendance is strictly by invitation. For more information, please visit our website on www.nnvsnigeria.org. The 2016 Diaspora Day Conference, a forum for diaspora commitments.
Welcome back. The factory is popular for what it does best, and that is producing, and proudly so, made in Nigeria goods. Among its products is the Rijiko tomato paste. On Friday, Arisco Foods Limited unveiled the company's new fabricated machines to further boost its production of tomato paste. Annie Daniels was at the ceremony in Lagos and reports that the Minister of Labour and Productivity was represented.
The introduction of technology to produce paste from the use of dried tomatoes, fresh tomatoes and direct concentrate. Chief Executive Officer, Arisco Foods Limited, Chief Eric Omofia, says will bridge the demand-supply gap for tomato in Nigeria. He noted that the $150 million tomato paste factory is capable of producing over 450 metric tons of tomato paste annually and will save Nigeria over $1 billion spent annually on the importation of tomato paste.
So far, we have spent on this tomato with $4.5 billion naira in the hands of farmers, buying up all the things that have been wasted today. Hence, President Buhari is there, incorruptible president. I keep to support him. I call on him to give us separate Ministry of Trade.
The representative of the Minister of Labour and Productivity, Chris Ngige, and other dignitaries took a tour of the company's facilities. They applauded Chief Eric Omofia's giant strides and called for immediate ban on importation of tomato paste into Nigeria.
We should encourage him to do more for the country. He's doing a lot to fast-track development in this country.
We want to applaud the management of Arisco Foods Limited and urge them not to relent in their efforts of carrying out their business activities responsibly.
I'm always scared of those, canned imported food because you don't know what is in the food.
The company presently has over 2,052 staff. Chief Eric Omofia noted that the company has the capacity to employ more, but wants that until indigenous manufacturers are respected and supported, no meaningful economic diversification will be achieved in Nigeria.
If I tell you that this factory is being run by black market furniture, you will not agree. And every day, I'm being told that Nigerians helping industry, they want to diversify economy. By how?
The company has an array of indigenous products, including Arisco Gari, Arisco chocolate cubes, Arisco tomatoes, and milk tea.
Arisco Foods remains steadfast in the manufacturing of made-in-Nigeria products. Inadequate preparation for the Rio Olympics and the desire to see the dipping fortunes of Nigerian sports change for the better have given rise to the inaugural Hotspots Editors Forum, which took place in Lagos during the week. Adeola Omokivi reports that the forum is the innovation of the Chief Executive Officer of Hotspots Media Group, Taye Ige.
Forum was another opportunity for sports editors to brainstorm on ways their voices will make positive impact in ensuring that the right preparations for tournaments are carried out, while passionate and credible persons are made to tinker Nigeria back to winning ways. The Nigerian press was also challenged at the forum to be positive in their reportage. 3 topics were treated: what is wrong with Nigeria's preparations for major competition by the group sports editor of the Nation newspaper, Adeo Jekere; Improving performance at games and competitions by Olympic gold medalist Enefiok Udobong, and getting committed support from government and the private sector by Tony Ubani of the Vanguard newspapers.
Just saying that there should be this enabling environment between government and the private sector so that we just do things and bring them together and let them know their own benefits.
Olympic silver medalist Falilat Ogunkoye and some editors said the forum was apt.
We have made up our minds that we will pursue the implementation of the solution to these problems, put our administrators on their toes to making sure they do the right thing in the interest of sports in Nigeria.
What gave rise to the forum? The convener speaks.
Let us use the Olympics as a peg to get people to listen to us and get the authorities to do preparations by Nigeria for major international tournaments and games right.
A 4-point communique was later issued with the hope that the powers that be will act promptly when any major competition is fast approaching. In Lagos, Adeola Omokivi, NTA News.
And we're off to Europe next after Newsline takes this commercial break. Stay with us.
Nigerians. Suicide bombers are not spirits. They are not ghosts. They are human beings like you and me. They live amongst us. They are your neighbors. They are your friends today, but terrorists tomorrow. So you must know your neighbor. Security of you and me. Know your neighbor. Be vigilant. Be security conscious. Report suspicious persons, objects, and movements to the police and other security agencies. The security of our nation is a duty for you and me.
If you see something, say something. Nigeria, unite against terrorism.
This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
I don't enter one chance, so which kind of wahala be this? You self, you not sabi the correct wazo milk.
Hold on to your Eva, wazo back, shaking the money, yeah. Wazo, Milky Way demo. Wazo, shaking the money for more. Wazo, Milky Way demo. Shaking the money for more. Milky Way making sense. Shaking the money. Naija, no let your wazo enter one chance, so choose Hollandia Eva, shaking the money, more milk.
Introducing new Dettol multi-surface cleaner for a healthy home. Some cleaners don't kill germs, others kill germs but don't clean properly. New Dettol multi-surface cleaner gives you 10 times better germ kill, 10 times better cleaning, and all-day freshness for a healthy home.
Germs, oil, and dirt cause blemishes and uneven skin tone. You need Dettol Even Tone. It removes 99.9% of germs and is formulated to remove excess oil and dirt, helping to reduce blemishes. New Dettol Even Tone.
Thanks for staying on the line. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, is in the United Kingdom on a working visit. Amongst his outings, Anthony Folson tells us, was his attendance of a musical dance that premiered, tagged Waka Musical Dance. It is the production of Bolanle Austin, a Nigerian. Let's see it.
Coming from the stable of what is described as Nigeria's most entertaining Broadway-styled theater outfit, Waka is coming in response to growing interest in productions of African origin across the world. With a large Nigerian and Afro-Caribbean population in London yearning to see world-class productions from Nigeria, Waka came handy.
Oh, I will walk back in this style, and you left but only.
I mean, you can't afford to throw away seven good years of study and a bright future of being a medical doctor. You know what? I'm headed off to New York.
New York?
New York.
As in New York, New York.
Waka, a musical play about trials, successes and experiences of graduates with varied backgrounds. The follies of their choices hit them, and coming full circle, they eventually reunite, revealing the struggles and challenges young people face in present-day Nigeria and abroad.
See, we've only just
will shine brighter than the sun. I'm gonna let you go, baby. And if I catch you now forever, emergency, emergency, you never see me coming through.
Waka also take the spectators into an emotional roller coaster of a satire about Nigeria's politics.
I comprehensively assure you that he be telling the truth. Too much truth, Papa. And our enemy be speaking and saying we don't get support. Is you not support?
We support.
My international exposure.
And so
I am the best candidate.
Excuse me. What's the mark for you?
Yes. I'm proud of Nigeria. I'm proud of the producer. I'm proud of the cast. This production would rate high anywhere in the world.
Waka explores the scheming, intrigues, betrayals, and games people play in life.
Moving on, Nigerians living in Germany during the week flew Nigeria's flag high when they converged on Cologne to showcase the country's unity in diversity. Dressed in the traditional attires of their different ethnic groups, they exhibited Nigeria's rich cultural heritage for all to see. Our correspondent in Germany, Theresa Walbaba, reports.
It doesn't matter where you come from, let me tell you. Whether you be Yoruba or Hausa, but I believe we don't care. We are one Nigeria.
Just when a few people in Nigeria are calling for disunity, the Nigerian community in Germany seems to understand the importance and the strength in unity. This perhaps explains why they decided to set aside one day to showcase the rich and diverse cultures of Nigeria and her people. Known as Nigerian Day, the cultural displays which characterize the day are not only to intimate the younger generation of Nigerians in diaspora with their culture, but also to emphasize the oneness of Nigeria.
We have so much in common. Let's overlook the differences and embrace what puts us together.
The greatest day I've had in Germany today, that Nigerians really come up to say today is their day, to display their culture, to display all what they have about Nigeria.
Most of us have children here. The children, they are from Nigeria, even though some of them have not gone to Nigeria. But we decided to showcase our culture so that they will be able to know where their parents came from.
Our host country, the Germans, will see what Nigerians, how rich we are in culture.
Most exciting for some of the Germans who attended the cultural show was the display of Nigeria's unique heritage in the form of creative arts, fashion, and music.
I'm really well entertained. You know, sometimes when you go to a German party, it might be a little boring because people are shy to dance. Here everybody dances, nobody's shy, and I really like the artwork here and food. Yeah,
From now on, the conveners of the event say the Nigerian Day will be celebrated annually in Germany.
Nigerians in Germany are always in a hurry to showcase our culture. Big love to you all. Now we must go. Our offering is exhausted. If you enjoyed our company tonight, which I'm sure you did, come along again same time next week. The package will be most interesting. Until then, do well during the week. Good night and God bless Nigeria.